Let me quickly talk to you about business credit cards for your startup and you have no revenue. So if you have no revenue and you have a startup, you want to pay attention to this conversation because I'll be explaining to you some hacks, some tips you need to follow if you're trying to get approved for a business credit card. So here's an overview I want you to pay attention to. So if you have a startup and you are brand new, chances are you have no revenue, you have no clients, you have no income, you have nothing. The very first thing you want to do here is that you want to pay attention to how you organize yourself. Because to get a business credit card for your startup, you need to have a legit business. You need to think about things like your internal controls. Think about making sure that you have a business address. You have a business phone number. Like little things like this. You might be thinking, well, this is just like basic stuff. But hey, listen, this is very important because those things are going to paint a professional picture of your business vis-a-vis the lenders. Lenders will pay attention to you. They'll take it seriously. You want to have a business bank account for your startup. This is so important. And we're talking about having a business bank account at a prestigious bank or credit union. Don't go for like an alternative lender. No. You want to be in the banking system because later on you will need to have those connections to be able to get business credit cards, business lines of credit, business loans, and what have you. So this is really important. Okay. So when we talk about business credit card for startups, you have three types of credit cards. You have corporate charge cards. So cards where you have to pay in full the balance every month. You have unsecured credit cards, and then you have secured credit cards. And whatever credit cards you choose, make sure that you are able to build a business credit. Okay. By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here to have this kind of conversation with you about ALC business credit cards for a startup, no revenue. So this video is for you. If you have an ALC and you're looking for a business credit card, but your ALC has no revenue. And the thing is that when we talk about actually painting a proper picture for your LLC, for your new LLC, make sure you have all the licenses, all the permits that are needed for your LLC. Make sure that you are insured. If you are in an industry that requires insurance, make sure you have those things, those elements also. And the bottom line here is that you want to also make sure you have your certificate of good standing from state authorities, and you also want to have your registered service. So you want to have your registered agent for your new LLC. Okay, so those things will actually help you paint a professional picture for your professional picture of your new LLC. So here are the steps I really want you to follow if you are trying to get a business credit card for your LLC and your LLC has no revenue. So the thing is, first you need to be clear about your LLC, your new LLC business expenses. So where are you going to spend more money in the next, say, 3 months, the next 6 months? Talk to me about that. Let's have a conversation about that. Are you going to spend money on payroll? Like right now, do your operational costs revolve around payroll only? Or are you going to spend money on office supplies, utilities, taxes, marketing costs, research expenses, digital marketing, all those stuff? Because the reason why I'm asking is that you want to direct your efforts towards an LLC, a new LLC business credit card that caters to those needs that you currently have, right? That way, you will definitely know that your business expenses will be taken care of. You'll be able to rack up bonus, like rewards in the rotating categories that you will choose. And also, you also need to think about the sign-up bonus that you are expecting. So if you're expecting to get some kind of sign-up bonus for your new LLC business credit card, then you also want to go towards those credit cards that offer those rewards. Remember that the fact that you have no revenue is not really a problem. It's not a problem. The best way to counter that is to have a business plan. That's all. You know, whenever we say this, people are like, oh wow, that's so easy. Yeah, but that's the power of a business plan. A business plan is more powerful than you can ever imagine. Okay, so if you're trying to counter the reluctance of lenders to give you your business credit card for your LLC, your LLC startup, make sure that you have a business plan. Make sure you're pretty beefed up at the personal level in terms of your financials. Like if you have no revenue at the LLC level, make sure you have income at the personal level. By the way, boss, I want to quickly talk to you about today's topic. We are having a conversation about LLC business credit cards for a startup, no revenue. How do you actually get that? So also think about what kind of rewards you're looking for. Do you want a new LLC business credit cards for rewards? So if that's the case, then what kind of rewards do you want? Cashback, points, travel, miles, what do you need? Okay, so what does your LLC need? What about fees and rates? So also pay attention to the APR that you like. You need to have an idea of the APR range that you are going after. That way, you know exactly like what kind of lender, what kind of credit card issuer to approach or to deal with. Let me give you a few pro tips. The thing here is that if you are trying to get a business credit card for your new LLC startup with no revenue, you need to research your options. And when we talk about researching your options, we're talking about going all the way back to the origins, so to speak. And sometimes when we talk about business credit card for new LLC or just other types of corporations for that matter, other types of business, people always think about the big banks, the Chases of the world, the Chase of the world rather, the Bank of America. They think about the Wells Fargo, the Citibank, the PNC, the Key Bank. Those are big. Those are great banks. Those are great options. Or the American Express, the Capital One. Those are great banks. Those are great credit card issuers for LCs. Those are great credit card issuers for C corporations, S corporations, and what have you. But you probably forget about the small players, the community banks, the community credit unions. Those are small institutions, but you stand a better chance of getting approved for your LLC business credit card for startup with no revenue if you were to apply through those smaller players, because you don't have a lot of competitions, and those smaller players, they know you. The lenders know you. The lender knows that knows you maybe personally, and because in small communities you are able to demonstrate other criteria far beyond the credit score or far beyond your operational history. So if you're a startup, if you have not been in business for at least 2 years, you can still qualify for a business card for your LLC. So you want to look for the rural credit unions, the state credit unions, the city credit unions, and the banks, the state banks, the city banks. Some banks are very limited in terms of geography, but hey, listen, it's better to get approved for your LLC business credit cards at those banks. So research your options. You want to check your credit. See, because if you're LLC, because you don't have no revenue, doesn't mean you don't have credit, right? You can have great credit, you can have excellent credit, and have no revenue. So make sure at least that for your LLC, before you apply for a business credit card, you have decent credit. We're speaking about 600 minimum. 600 is a good place to start. And then if you have 657, then you can expand your chances of getting a good business credit card. Here is a winner for you. Now, the question is, what credit score do you need to get a business credit card for your LLC startup, like no revenue? And I just answered that question, 600. 600 is a great score. I mean, the credit score requirements vary from lender to lender, but based on our experience for the last 20 years, 25 years, we think that 600 is a great start, plus a great relationship. So that means if you have a credit score that low, you better actually counter that sort of detriment with a great relationship with the lender from which you want to borrow. You want to get the credit card or you want to get the loan, right? So for what I'm trying to say, for instance, is that if let's say you are currently a member of BECU, Boeing Employees Credit Union, right? And you've been a member for 10 years, and you live in Seattle, and basically you have a credit score of 610. You know what? You can qualify. You will qualify for BECU's credit card for your LLC. Not a problem, because you have established already the relationship. This is the power of establishing a relationship. But what you want to do is you want to go to the nearest BECU branch. You want to sit down with the rep there, and you want to have a conversation before applying for the credit card. That way, you know that you have all your questions. You have all your questions answered before you apply. Okay, that way. Now BECU doesn't have a soft pull, so you're gonna have to have a hard pull right off the bat. But it's better because if you go to a branch and ask all questions, it's kind of similar to a soft pull. Like, you know, if you will be approved, how much you could get potentially before you apply for real. That way, when you apply, you are sure to get the business the limit that you really need and deserve. Okay, and so, but you constantly want to explore your LLC business credit card for new business options. Okay. No matter what stage your business is in, you will find an LLC business credit card for your startup. It's just that you need to do a little bit of research. You need to maybe play around. You need to navigate the spectrum, a very large spectrum of credit card issuers for LLCs, from national banks such as Chase, Wells Fargo, Citi, and the Bank of America, to smaller banks, to smaller credit unions, for example. Like, I mean, I'm blanking right now, but you get the point, right? The point is that you need to go from small to large and back and forth and back and forth. That way, you are improving your chances of being approved. I want to say a little bit of things. One thing I want to say here is that people sometimes are asking questions whether you can get approved for a startup business credit card with a single member LLC. The answer is yes. Whether you're a single member LLC or a multi-member LLC, if you're a new business, you can qualify for a business credit card, not a problem. Okay, it's not like like credit card issuers are discriminating against LLCs versus S corporations or C corporations or LPs or ALLP, whatever. No. They don't look at the legal structure of the business. They look at the fundamentals in terms of your finances, in terms of the operational viability of the business. Because see, the thing is, when you have a new LLC, the lender is paying attention to something called going concern. So is this LLC, does this LLC have the financial heft? Does this LLC have the balance sheet needed, the cash inflows, the cash outflows needed to survive in this industry for a while? Okay, that's what really is determining whether or not the lender is going to sort of approve your LLC business credit card. They don't look at whether you have a fancy name or you have a legal structure, one legal structure versus another. No. They look at other things. Okay. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. The conversation we're having today is how do you actually get an LLC business credit card for your startup with no revenue? Let's have a conversation about that, okay? And so if you want to be approved for an LLC business credit card for your startup with no revenue, make sure you have a good or excellent credit score. I said before, 600 is a good start. Make sure that you have a personal or business income that reflects your ability to return the payments, to return whatever limit they grant you. So the thing is, you don't have income. That's okay, but have at least personal income, not business income. You don't have business income, that's fine, but have personal income. And you need to operate a small business startup with the intent to make profit. Again, the thing is, the credit card issuer needs to see that you indeed have a plan to generate profits, okay, to generate revenue. That's why I was just talking to you earlier that you need to have a business plan. A business plan really constitutes the fulcrum of your credit card application if you are looking for an LLC business credit card for your startup with no revenue. Okay, it is really the fulcrum. It is the pillar of your application. It shows the credit card issuer that, hey, listen, I am serious about making money. I'm serious about monetizing my business model. I'm very serious about monetizing everything around, and I'm serious about using this business credit card as a good opportunity to expand my business. Let me give you the approach I want you to really pay attention to if you're trying to apply for your LLC business credit card for a startup, no revenue. So how do you actually play the game? What are the things you need to apply properly and quickly and hopefully get approved for large limits? The thing is that you have to make sure that you have your business legal name. So when we talk about business legal name, we're not talking about how you call your business when you talk to your family, or when you go to a happy hour and you just say, I'm the CEO of a incorporated. No. We're talking about the business legal name all the way to the nearest dot, the nearest comma. Is it incorporated? Is it LLC? It is co, whatever. Okay, be clear about that. You want to put exactly what your name looks like in corporate records, because the credit card issuer is going to check everything. They check everything. They have an entire team. They have an entire team in-house that checks those things. They actually go to the State Department, the incorporation platform, and they check whether or not your LLC, your new LLC, is indeed a legit business registered with the state, and most importantly, whether the LLC is in good standing. And they'll check your business address, your business phone number. They'll check also the type of business or industry that you're in. So be very clear about that. And you want to make sure you specify whether or not you are a multi-member LLC or a single-member LLC. Obviously, you're an LLC, but you need to specify whether you are one, like a solopreneur, or you are a multipreneur, like solopreneur or part of a group. You need to put on your business credit card application your EIN, which you should have gotten anyway, right? The number of employees you have for your new LLC. So simply because you have a new LLC doesn't mean that you don't have like anybody. You might have like employees with you right off the bat. And also you want to put info. You wanted to specify great information about your annual business revenue. Now this doesn't have to be actual numbers, right? It can be projected number. So this is basically your idea of saying, I'm estimating my revenue. So I'm new in this business. So because I don't have actual data, I'm going to pay attention to estimated data. And estimated data is also called forecasted data, or in some cases, financial projections. The bottom line is whatever number you have, just make sure that you are able to have realistic assumptions, and that you are able to back up whatever you say on the application. This is important because if the lender starts asking questions, you better have all the answers. Otherwise, your ass will be denied. They're not going to approve your new LLC business credit card for a startup with no revenue. Okay, and what we want here, we want to have approval. That's what we care about, right? So if you want to be approved, then we need to make sure that we get the approval that we need and deserve anyway. Here is a bonus for you, boss. The thing is that once there are ways for you to manage your LLC business credit card for a startup, no revenue. So what I want to say here is that when we talk about once you have the LLC business credit card, make sure that you have a system in place to actually take advantage of this card, using the card optimally. Because the thing is, if you use the card the proper way, chances are you are going to get a credit limit increase. And if you increase your credit limit, that has a positive impact on your FICO score, and also on your paydebt score, because your CUR will go down, all things held constant, right? If your credit limit goes up and you maintain a steady level of credit utilization, that will have a great impact on your CUR. Your CUR will go down. If your CUR goes down, your FICO score will go up. So you want to take advantage of sign-up bonuses. This is important. So do not overlook your sign-up bonuses. So LLC business credit cards, sometimes they offer sweet deals when you initially sign up for them. So you can get a considerable reward bonus just for spending, using your business credit card. So if your expenses add up to, if they add to be enough to do so, swap your card to receive this incentive. Also, redeem your rewards miles for travel. So if your business credit card for your LLC earns miles on purchases and you travel often for business-related trips, you can redeem your rewards miles to pay for future flights and hotel stays. So this will save you money in the long run, believe me. And you want to pay your balance on time all the time, boss. This is important. So paying your entire card balance by the payment due date each month is the best way, in our view, to make the most of your business credit cards for your LLC. No one likes to pay late fees or interest. So missing payments can easily lead to debt. So be sure not to overspend, especially if you are a new LLC business and you are trying to, if you are looking for a credit card and you have no revenue. You got to really have the little cash flow that you have. You need to make sure that you spend proportionately to an amount that you can repay in full every month. Do not carry a balance, okay? So that will be very, very good. And so, but I just want to say here that you can get a small business credit card with no revenue, not a problem at all. But you just need to follow all the tips and tricks that I gave you into this conversation, and you will get it. But once you do, make sure that you are able to polish things on the personal side, things like your credit score, and most importantly, your ability to generate income on at the personal level. Not on the business level, it will come a little on, but at the personal level, you need to show that you do have some income. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it, boss. In today's conversation, I was just quickly talking to you about how to get an LLC business credit card for a startup with no revenue. How do you actually play the game? And so I gave you a few tips and tricks here. I explained to you in the overview the steps, the pro tips, the winner, the approach, and the bonus. Thank you, boss. I really appreciate having you in today's conversation. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time, but until then, remember, stay marvelous.